Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video on Imperialdramon for you guys for the BT8 format with all the new starter deck support and lots of stuff out of the new BT8 set. So this stuff is looking quite crazy. I've been testing it out a lot. This build is still very premature, so try to spare me your death threats. But by all means, if you've got suggestions for Imperial, let me know. I'm not an expert by any means, but what I kind of went with the build here was spamming out level 4s. You got a lot of really powerful level 4s. You got the jamming XVmon from EX01, and then also gives your Imperialdramon or whatever's on top of it jamming as well. And then you've got like just very cheap level 4s. You can play stuff like XVmon and Stingmon actually do like reduce their cost, which is really cool. And then you got Roachmon, of course, as well. And then one copy of Rydramon, just because I think the Armor Purge or Armor Release mechanic is really, really cool. Plus, he counts for either a blue or a green, so it's just useful, especially when you need to meet your color requirements, because that's actually one of the trickiest things playing this deck, is sometimes if you don't open the correct colors or the correct ratios, you can't go into your Imperialdramon and your Dinobemon, and these guys are absolute game changers. I think Imperialdramon is such a crazy card. The Jogris or DNA Digivolution mechanic is really, really powerful. I'm glad they did it justice. I'm glad that it's not too terribly slow. But at the same time, in low key, is kind of broken in some ways. These level 5s have effects that are on par with a lot of level 6s. Imperialdramon here, bottom decks 6,000 or lower, which is a really significant threshold. Gets rid of basically every commonly played blocker in the game. It's just really, really powerful. And once per turn, you can unsuspend him, which is super crazy, especially because he's got 8,000. And then, of course, if you've got your XVmon underneath them, you guys are jamming, so that's really, really nice. And then Dinobe is a Mega Gargo. He suspends something, and if it was DNA evolved, you can prevent it from unsuspending. Both of these, the fact that you can evolve them for 0, and the fact that they essentially have rush because you unsuspend them and then they can attack immediately regardless if the materials were played that turn or not, is just really, really crazy. Dragon mode here helps you spam the field, get back your guys immediately after you DNA Digivolve them. And then Fighter mode, I'm so glad we finally have this card. This card is insane, being able to Kokaitis Breath to 10,000 or lower, and then if you got a blue and green underneath him, he gets both of his one attacking effects, which is crazy, because he can attack, suspend something, unsuspend, and then attack over the thing you just suspended. So it's really, really control options for this deck. And then, of course, just playing generically good cards like Nidhogg, Megadeth. Davis is even more insane, and then Ice Wall, of course, is a game winner as well. So, guys, that's the list. Let's go ahead and get into some gameplay. So, I am going to start by hatching my Demi-Vemon and then Digivolving with my Wormmon. Feels a little bit weird to evolve a green Digimon on top of a blue egg, but we can definitely do that. And my hand is pretty terrible, I'm not even going to lie. Double Imperial, Nidhogg, Imperialdramon, and then a Dinobe as well. So it looks like I'll either have to hard play something or just pass turn and give my opponent 3, because all these Digimon have basically really good on Digivolve effects, and I don't want to play them from hand. What could really save me here right now is a level 4, but of course the thing with DNA Evolution is that you really only get the benefits of the effects if you like DNA evolve them using 2 materials. But anyways, my opponent is playing Jessmon. We see the Huckmon Digivolve, that is the set 7 Huckmon, the one that on attack you get to reveal top 5 and add any sister mons. He's going to play a tie to pass the turn. I finally drew into the level 4 I needed, which is the XVmon that has jamming, and then he also gives your free Digimon, like Digimon with a free attribute, or is it? Yeah, attribute. I was thinking, is attribute or form? No, it's definitely attribute. So free attribute Digimon or Imperialdramon gives them jamming. So it's really, really powerful in tandem with the Imperialdramon. So my opponent's going to bring out his Huckmon and then Digivolve into the Bow Huckmon for 2, which is a little bit scary, especially since XV over here is sitting at 4,000. So I really don't want to lose him to a swing from a Jessmon. He's going to then play the Huckmon for 3, use its effect to reveal top 5 and add a Sister Mont Blanc as well as a Jessmon to his hand, leaving me with 2 memory. So hopefully I can draw into something like a Davis or another level 4, but the thing is I only have 2 memory, and in this deck you oftentimes need 3 to do really anything. I mean, that's true for a lot of decks, but this deck especially, because you really need to have 2 level 4s on field to be able to go into your Imperialdramon, to be able to go into your Dinobemon, and then, you know, followed up with a play like a Nidhogg or an Imperialdramon Dragon mode. So you see, there are 2 newer Vmon searchers. One that searches top 3 and reveals a free from amongst those to your hand. And then one that I believe reveals top 4, and then you add a dual color Digimon that has a blue in it. So I'm going to reveal the top 3, add a Stingmon, which is really nice, because that means the next turn I'll be able to do my Jogress plays so long as I start with 3 memory. So my opponent is going to start. Tai will put him to 3, and then he's going to go ahead and Digivolve into that Guillemon. He started at Guillemon for a cost of 0, and hopefully we don't see a Jesmon come down soon, but we know he has one. We just are waiting to see that. There it is, the Savior Huckmon for a cost of 3. On Digivolve, you get to play a Sistermon from your hand, so we're going to see the Sistermon Blanc that was searched the previous turn, and then on play, Sistermon Blanc gets you a +1 draw, so that's really, really nice, getting just free advantage, and has got a blocker set up as well, so if I do try some shenanigans with the Imperial plays next turn, you'll have something for it, and then going to Digivolve into Jesmon to pass turn for me. So there it is, I'm at 3 memory, and my opponent's got a crazy Jesmon stack on his side of the field, going to be able to attack twice, check 2 security each, delete something with 5,000 or lower, and then reveal top 5 and add a Sistermon. So I'm going to bring out my XVmon. XVmon does have jamming, so I could definitely swing here, which is what I'm going to do, because Sistermon Blanc is only 2,000 or 3,000, I believe, so not enough to block unless he wants to lose it. So we're going to let that go through, and then jamming is going to prevent my XVmon from dying, and then I'm going to potentially play or just evolve the Stingmon over the Vmon, because that Stingmon is also able to Digivolve over blue Digimon, similar to how all the new XVmons can evolve over blue or green. So I really, really like that. They're making it easy to get to the colors you need. Even if you're building like a blue base or a green base, it doesn't matter. You can still go into the Imperial Dino B Imperialdramon play. So I'm going to play Stingmon for 3, using his effect to reduce the cost by 1, and then I'm going to stack my 2 champions, DNA Digivolve into Imperialdramon for a cost of 0, and this Digimon unsuspends, and it can still attack during this turn. Imperialdramon's effect activates since it was DNA evolved. I get to bottom deck a 6,000 or lower DP Digimon, and then I'm going to go ahead and declare my attack. Imperialdramon's effect lets him unsuspend once per turn, and then lots of other effects going on, jamming from the XVmon, and then plus 1,000 from the Demi-Vmon, draw 1 from the Stingmon, and then we're going to check a security. It's going to be a Huckmon, so the jamming didn't matter there, but regardless, I'm going to survive. Now, if I attack again, the thing is he's got a powerful Jesmon on field, which does have piercing, so he would be able to just run over my Imperialdramon. But there we are. Also got the Imperialdramon fighting mode. He's a really, really powerful Digimon as well. Hopefully, I can go into him. But I'm just going to start by going into Dragon mode when Digivolving. You can play a blue and green level 4 or lower from your stack. So I'm just going to bring back my Imperialdramon fodder, my XVmon and my Stingmon here, which is super awesome. So even if he does out my Imperialdramon, I'll be able to just go into a level 5 next turn. Now the thing here is, it kind of didn't matter. The matchup isn't super favorable for me, just because Jesmon is a deck that can OTK out of nowhere, and then we are going to see the Jesmon attack. Huckmon is going to be able to use attacking effect to reveal top 5 cards, and then you get to add any Sistermons amongst those cards to your hand. We are going to see a Sistermon Noir. Noir, what a throwback. That should be a shield for us US or English-speaking territories. So that is going to be a Noir / Shiel. Rest in peace, Noir. And then we're going to see a Sistermon played from the hand, most likely, because Jesmon, even though you can bring back from trash, there are none in trash right now because Blanc was bottom decked. So then we're going to put the rest of the cards back on the bottom of the deck, and then Jesmon's effect will let him play a Sistermon Noir, being able to gain the memory, and then Jessamon will be able to unsuspend because of the Savior Hookmon, since there is now a Sistermon on the field. And since something was played, he gets like plus 3,000 DP piercing, and then also gets to blow up a 5,000 or lower with the Bow Hookmon, and then also gets plus 2,000 with the Baby Demon. So don't really care what he's going to hit security because he's not going to die regardless. So he's going to check 2 off of the first security attack, and then going to be able to attack again is just so crazy, being able to trigger the effect once again. But not sure if there are any Sistermon in his hand. Nope, we are going to see the Sistermon Blanc Awaken played there. Unfortunately, he does not have the regular Blanc to get the recovery +1, but it doesn't really matter because we're going to check 2 security cards anyway, but then hit the Mega Death in security. So Mega Death says suspend one of your opponent's Digimon and then return a suspended Digimon to the hand. So it's going to bounce back the Jessamon, but by this point the damage is already done and most of my security is already gone. He's already got 3 Digimon on field, so unless I can come back with something like a fighter mode, or maybe go into another Imperialdramon to bottom deck something else and then swing twice, I don't think I'll be able to take it now that he's putting up a blocker as well. Going to 4 memory by digivolving into the Monochromon there for a cost of 1, but that also does prevent him from maybe playing a Blanc and then getting blocker on all his Sistermons from there, but it doesn't look like he has it. We're just going to see him play a Bow Hookmon for a cost of 5, putting me at 1 memory, which was definitely the right thing to do, but unfortunately don't have enough memory to go into Imperialdramon fighter mode. If I did, I would have been able to digivolve into fighter mode for 2 on top of the dragon mode, bounce back the Monochromon from hand, able to swing twice with the fighter mode and then 2 times with my other Digimon, hopefully being able to close out the game. But instead, because I am not able to draw into any Hammer Sparks or Davises or anything, actually not even sure if I was playing Hammer Spark in this build, but regardless, not going to be able to do anything. So we're just going to digivolve into a Vmon, and this is kind of my issue with the deck, is the Joker's mechanic is really, really powerful, but you really need to draw properly in order to utilize it, and if your opponent outs your stacks, it'll take you a while to build back up, because you essentially need to build up 2 level 4s and then go into a Imperialdramon or a Dynabe, most likely Imperialdramon, because Dynabe is definitely the less good of the 2. But yeah, so things like Davis are extremely essential. Maybe something like green or blue memory boost I might throw in here later down the road, but for now I'm just going to play the Davis, reveal the top 3, and then add a Rydramon as well as a Vmon. So the +2 is always nice in this deck. It's pretty much almost always guaranteed because you are playing so many blues and greens. But anyways, I'm going to pass turn, and then with that my opponent will just be able to go ham and destroy the rest of my security with his Digimon. So guys, that is going to be the video. If you did enjoy, let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.